Okay. Just so we're clear, nothing that was just discussed goes into life.
Oh yeah. Your secret's safe with me.
Tweet.
But now everyone can try to figure out what your secret is since we are
I
live.
have so many secrets, dude. It's not even. Good luck, people. Silence your cell phones. We're live. Sinkhole to Mayo, my favorite holiday, arguably. Let's see how the auto is.
Good luck, people.
Hey, auto's good. Let's see. Let's share it. Copy link. Tweet it out. Did we ever say what we were talking about today? Is that a thing?
Yeah, we said this last week, dude.
The streaming thing?
Yeah.
Okay. You seem like you had some thoughts on that. I'm ready to hear them. I also still haven't seen Moon Knight.
Yeah, I watched it.
What did you think of the ending?
It was okay.
Come join for some fun. Smiley face. You gotta have the smile. You gotta have emojis when you tweet now. Did you know that? Paste. Hey. And then I do this thing where I send Dane a DM.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. I got the post out, told everyone I had a doctor's appointment, winky face.
You got a doctor's appointment?
Yeah. Get it, Doctor Strange?
Oh, he is a doctor.
He do have a doctorate.
Why can't I? Oh. I see what I did. Okay. Okay. Let's put the live chat on. Let's move that. I think we're good to go. I think. I could be wrong.
Right. Well, we're going. So
We're going.
3, 2, 1.
Oh. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Silence Your Cell Phones. My name's Kevin, here with my friend, my co-host, and I'm not going to say anything smart this week, Jarrett Hubbard.
Oh, what's up, everybody?
So, Jarrett, you literally not an hour ago were in the movie theaters watching Doctor Strange.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell everyone you're safe. We're not covering Doctor Strange tonight, so you don't have to worry about spoilers or anything. But yes, the reason why we are on so late is because we tried to dodge the high school crowd and go see a Thursday night premiere.
Was it successful?
No.
Really?
That theater was wall to wall. But they were a good crowd. Like before the movie, typical high school stuff.
Yeah.
And then like as soon as the lights went down, silence.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I respect that. They cheered when the cheer moments happened, just like Spider-Man No Way Home. So it was a good time.
Awesome. Okay, cool. And the reason why we are not actually going to cover it, it's my fault.
Well, I'm going to give people like the weekend to see it. I wouldn't cover it tonight anyway.
Good.
I'm not going to do a spoiler review before the movie like actually drops.
Yeah, I did not. I didn't go watch it. So right now for me, I'm like still kind of in disc golf season. We'll only have a couple more weeks really, until that's pretty much over for me for the year. But I'll still play a little bit, just not regular as right now. But before we get into the meat and taters, as we say here in Alabama,
I do like taters.
Jarrett, aside from
sir.
Doctor Strange, what did you get into this week?
I watched the first Doctor Strange yesterday just so I could catch up. It helped. There were some parts I picked up from the first movie that carried over, which I thought were clever and cute. Nothing crazy. I watched Moon Knight. I watched a new animated movie on Netflix called Bubbles.
Yeah. Was
or
that
the
good?
bubble. It was okay. Like it wasn't silent voice good or anything, but it was gorgeous. Like the animation was beautiful, but the story was just kind of meh.
Right.
And then I watched what I think might be the best television show of the year with The Offer.
Yeah.
I watched the first 3 episodes of that,
That looks
and
phenomenal. It really does.
it's
Yeah.
actually crazy
Oh.
how much I love that show.
Well, hold on. My drink fell.
Tragic.
Yeah. Not great, but all right. We overcome and adapt here.
That's true.
For tough ones.
We are athletes.
D3. Well, it sounds like you had a pretty action-packed week in watching movies and TV shows.
Yeah, it's pretty good. What'd you get into?
I'm gonna keep it a whole stack with you. I mainly watched Haikyuu. I'm like halfway through season 2 right now. I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be one of those shows like you do with Full Metal Alchemist, where you watch it once a year. I think I'll do the same way. It is, and I was going through it in my head today. It may be my favorite anime, straight up. Just it may be my favorite anime, period. Not favorite sports anime, but I easily in my top 5.
Yeah, I mean, it's a feel good anime. Like it's very different than what you get from the other shows that are like super dark and depressing sometimes. Like this one's all just like good vibes.
Well, yeah, yes and no. Like I can see the for me being a former athlete,
yeah,
it resonates with me.
That's fair.
So I don't know, man. I just kind of like understand it. I feel like a little bit more because of that.
No, I get it.
So
I sent for Haikyuu.
Yeah, it's so good. Oh, so yeah, just kind of like I obviously had a big disc golf tournament this past weekend. So on my phone, I was just watching that on Netflix, and I got back and I still wanted to watch it, so I just kept on, didn't stop.
Dude, I feel you, bro.
I don't know how many episodes it is. It was a lot. I'll say that. It wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in season 2, it's at least 30 something.
Yeah, because I think season 1 was about 30 episodes.
Yeah, it's like 20. It's like 26 or something.
Yeah, it was quite a few. So I don't think we went to the movie theaters Thursday or Friday.
No, I keep telling myself I'm going to watch Dumbledore, but then when it like comes to motivate myself to leave to go watch Dumbledore, my body just is like.
What was it last week? Did I say that I watched the first 2 Fantastic Beasts movies? Okay, so I'm also ready for Dumbledore as well. So we should make a time to go do that. But my next trip to the theater, I'll be watching Doctor Strange. So.
Yeah, got to.
Yeah, so
it's good.
Okay, cool. All right, so all that aside, I think we're ready to hop into this one. I also want to preface by saying I do have one more big tournament this weekend.
Yeah.
Should be my last tournament for a while, so I have a little more time to give to movies and movie theaters and things like that. Also, we'll be kind of busy for at least a couple weeks, I know, playing our nerd game. The next set comes out. So that'll be a lot of fun.
I think my case is supposed to come out or be here Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
I would love nothing more than to drive back to Alabama Sunday and my case be ready for me.
This should be. I think Andrew said his is getting in Tuesday. So they should all be hitting at the same time. We all ordered from the same place. So.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
All right. So last week you said, Kevin, get ready for next week. I have a topic.
Yeah.
Something you felt very strongly about. Go ahead.
Yeah. So another streamer that I watched was talking about how, Netflix stock has been tanking. Like they've been getting hit pretty hard here the past couple weeks. A lot to do with lack of content, adding commercials, upping subscription prices again. But he had brought an interesting point up, and I wanted to kind of like get your thoughts on it about how Netflix does a binge kind of strategy with their shows. Like when they drop a show, they drop every episode and then you can just watch it all on the same day, where you get these Paramounts and Disney Pluses that are doing weekly episodes.
Sure.
So do you think Netflix gets hurt from people just like popping in, watching the newest season of Stranger Things and then canceling their subscription? Or do you think they would benefit more from giving it like, hey, we'll drop the first 3 episodes like Paramount did with The Offer, or what Disney's doing with Kenobi when it comes out. But after the first 3 episodes, you have to wait weekly to get the rest of the series.
Yeah. So I personally, I don't think it's so much that. Okay. And I will say that it doesn't help. Right. I think what hurts Netflix more than anything, and I think we can all agree, Netflix was way ahead of the curve with streaming, right? Like initially, they were probably the biggest streaming service for at least a few years when it first came out, and when people were making the transition from network television to streaming sites, and obviously COVID was huge, and movies going directly to streaming services and things like that.
Right.
I think the thing that's hurting Netflix the most is the I don't want to say quality because that's not it, but the things that people enjoy watching right now, like, Yellowstone.
Yeah.
What network is that?
Paramount.
What's streaming? So Paramount. You've got Ted Lasso, which is Apple. You've got The Mandalorian or anything Marvel, which is Disney. So Netflix does not have access to those things. And I think the biggest problem for Netflix is competition.
Yeah.
Whereas before, they didn't necessarily have a lot of competition, which is why now, because they're losing money, they have to generate ad revenue. Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
No, I mean, I agree. I think I know Netflix dumps a ton of content out, but I would say 1 out of 10 is worth watching.
Yeah.
I mean, they put some good older movies on, but it's you have to be in the mood to go back and watch Titanic or something. That's not driving new viewers to say oh, dude, I'm going to get Netflix to watch some movie that came out in 1990, no matter if it's an Oscar winner or not. And their new content is and I'm guilty, I watch it, but it's super trashy reality TV shows.
Right. And so here's the thing though, is they've hit some home runs. Netflix, Stranger Things, that was a bop. The Korean show, Squid Games, bop. They've hit home runs. I think for me, one of the biggest things that I'm kind of disappointed in is whenever they first started making Netflix original movies.
Yeah.
I thought they were really well done. They were really good. And it seems to me like the quality of those kind of went down. They were more interested in putting together an amazing cast than a good production.
Yeah.
And while I appreciate that you have a movie with The Rock, Gal Gadot, and Ryan Reynolds, and you've got movies with great casts, it's not what it's all about. You can put together a great movie without the star power. So I think I don't know. I think they need to tighten the screws on some of their Netflix originals.
Yeah.
Like Disney, their original TV shows, I've enjoyed all of them. Right. They've did really good, high quality stuff. You've got we didn't even get into HBO or
oh yeah, I mean,
that, and they put out hits.
But even HBO, I think they're struggling. I mean, ever since they've had some, but ever since Game of Thrones,
sure,
they haven't had that marquee. You have to subscribe to HBO to watch show. I mean, Westworld's been okay. Euphoria is Euphoria.
Well, they've started production on a Game of Thrones prequel.
Yeah,
that look they're gonna make.
They have to go back to the well.
Right. Which is fine. That's the recipe for success, and that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I absolutely think that competition is probably the biggest driving force in the decline of Netflix.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't hate it if they went to releasing 3 episodes a week or something. If they wanted to stretch it out, like Stranger Things, I'll watch that in a day and a half. Like I love the show. I'll binge it and be done. So, I get it. I get it.
I just think you have to find like a happy median, because like I'm the same way. I would watch 3 episodes of Stranger Things and then want to you can do the weekly thing. Because another thing that guy brought up, the point of the benefit of doing weekly releases, was everybody's on the same page, so everybody can talk about it every week, right? Everybody on Twitter can talk about episode 4 of Stranger Things because we're all on episode 4 of Stranger Things. What happens when you drop it all on a season is you might be off that day, I might be off that day, and I'll watch 10 episodes of Stranger Things, but I can't get on Facebook and talk about it with anyone that hasn't spent their entire day binge watching Stranger Things.
Right.
So that model kind of puts it, you get to talk about it for longer and it gets more hype up, like Moon Knight, for instance. Everybody wants to talk about Moon Knight the day it releases. I get 5 different YouTube videos from Christian Harloff, Dan Merle doing their episode reviews. And it's like, cool, I can watch it and then go back, but I'm not 3 weeks behind on them, or I can binge and catch up to the newest episode.
Yeah.
So I think Netflix is hurting themselves because like once Stranger Things is done and everyone binges it in 2 days, they're done talking about it. It's like, okay, Stranger Things came and went in a flash.
Right. And we've been waiting on it for a year and a half.
Well, look at how big Arcane was when it dropped. And they were dropping it in 3 episode blocks.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, the newest 3 episodes came out. We were all on the same episodes.
Yeah, and you couldn't wait. Like you couldn't wait for it. But it was strategic. And I think that was I understand the logic behind it.
Yeah.
And it maybe it cost some viewers. Here, my argument is not that it didn't cost some viewers, but I think the driving force behind their loss of viewership and their loss of subscriptions, they raised the pricing.
Yeah. On
their service. They're now adding commercials.
Yeah, they're trying to crack down on sharing accounts.
Yeah. And then competition. And I think those are the 3 big. I think competition more so than anything. But yeah, I mean, these other things they don't help. Raising the price to whatever premium it is now. It used to be, what was it, $7.99 or something a month?
Yeah, now it's $17.
I mean, it's crazy.
Well, what's going to happen is these streaming services are going to keep bumping their stuff up to $20, and people are just going to start. It's all going to add up to paying for cable anyway, which is why people were leaving cable to begin with.
Exactly. It was cheaper.
Yeah, it was a cheaper way to get there. So cuts are going to happen.
Right.
Like, okay, well, which one do I watch more? And personally, I don't get on Netflix often. Like, not like I used to. Like when I boot up and getting ready to something to watch, I'm checking Paramount more because they've got better exclusive shows right now to me, like Halo and The Offer, or I'm going to watch Yellowstone, which is better, or I'm checking HBO out. But like I'll get on Netflix, and if nothing new has come out that's worth watching, and like sometimes they hit you in the nostalgia feels, but that or I'll go watch YouTube, or I'll go pull up Crunchyroll, because the one perk of anime is there's a billion things and there's always something new every season that's worth watching.
Yeah. So, and I feel like it's such an untapped, like, source, medium, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Because I've seen a lot of anime.
Yeah.
But there's always like another one or another good one or one I haven't seen. There's so many different types. Like,
yeah, every season you're getting like minimum 3 to 4 shows that are like super quality shows. And then you're getting about 15. I'll watch that when I have nothing else to watch shows and I want to give it a try. And it's every season, like clockwork. Every season, winter, fall, summer, spring.
Yeah.
They always produce something worth watching.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know, and you know, let me ask you this:
Okay.
for them to get back to where they were
Okay.
as one of the top streaming sites, what do they need? What do they need to do? What do you need to see as a viewer, as a consumer? What would rectify their problem now? Or is there one?
I mean, I think it's I think it's really simple. I think it's just quality, right? It's like restaurants and food. If you put out good food, it doesn't matter what, people will come to your restaurant,
Sure.
you know? And I think right now Netflix has like Stranger Things and Ozark, and they just finished Ozark.
Right.
So they have like, and I would have to look through their catalog. So like there might be some I miss here, but they have like probably less than 5 marquee shows that I would say, yeah, I subscribe to Netflix to watch
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z.
Right. Well, and
Uh,
the League of Legends shows is
yeah,
one that
Arcane. This is
I
like,
think
yeah, they did hit a home run with Arcane.
beautiful. That show is beautiful,
Yeah,
man.
Squid Games was good, but then I mean the market got super saturated with Korean shows.
Yeah, I didn't hate the Moonwater. I don't know what it was called.
Yeah,
Was it called Moonwater?
the Silent Sea.
The Silent Sea. That was close.
Yeah,
I didn't hate
yeah,
the Silent Sea.
yeah.
I don't think it was a home run. Squid Games obviously went absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and we'll get a
Social
second
media.
season of that. And I just think they need something to tie between their big seasons. Like it almost needs to be seasonal with them. Like every year we should get like 2 really good new quality shows, and then a new season of Ozark, Stranger Things.
Sure.
And then the next season we get 2 new quality shows, and we get season 2 of the 2 shows we got a year prior. And then like as long as like about 4 times a year a new banger show is being put out, or we're getting another season of an already established good show, I think that's all people need. And they need to slow down how fast we watch it. Like if you just take a 10 episode season and force us to watch it in 10 weeks, like that's 3 or 4 months, and then you can just drop your next show right after that, and then bam, we're in Christmas season now. But if you drop your best show in January and we all watch it in a day, and you drop your second best show in September, then there's an 8-month gap of us not giving a shit about Netflix.
No, I mean I think that's fair. The quality thing's super important. I don't know how much they pay for big names. Like they get a lot of them. They really do, and I understand it. I get wanting to have, I get wanting to have Ryan Reynolds. I get wanting to have Adam Sandler. Like I understand these things, but you're paying an exorbitant amount of money for these big names when you should really be focused on putting out quality content.
Yeah, just put out a good movie. Like you can find actors. Like some of the best movies, Coda, for instance, are movies that don't have any big names in them. But if you introduce us to the next big thing, like you could find Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's huge now, so you guys don't crucify me, but I'm saying like you find the next big thing. Like you start casting good actors that haven't been in big movies or done 1 or 2 things, or maybe they've been in the indie scene. You start putting them mainstream where we can all watch it, and then bam, now we have actors that we start looking forward to seeing when they transition to theater type stuff. And if you tell a good story, you tell a good story. It doesn't matter who's in it.
Yeah, and they actually they approve so many shows that really aren't that good. But I believe that you could. How many? Sorry, here's a question. How much young talent is there in Hollywood or showbiz or whatever that don't get an opportunity? Like,
it's infinite.
And you have a platform where you can hire like a bunch of people and maybe find the next, whatever, Timothy Chalamet or
Yep.
whomever. I think it'd be cool to dive in the not amateur but young professional pool and see what you can find.
Yeah, and we're talking like just series too. Like you said, the movies, they do have a pretty, or at least the trailer they put out for their like summer of releases looks okay. I mean, the Adam Project was a good starting point. I thought that movie
was fun.
It was good. It wasn't great, but it was
Right.
it was an enjoyable movie. But the kid that played young Ryan Reynolds,
yeah, he was awesome.
He was awesome. Never heard of him, and then he's doing another movie. I'll have to look it up, but he's like playing another very sarcastic-ish role, and I was like, oh, that dude was in the Adam Project. Like,
yeah,
I know him. Because I feel like we saw that in the theater trailer together.
Oh gosh, well, no, we were talking about it. What was it called? The Adams Project.
Yeah, the Adam Project.
Cast. There we go. Walker Scobell. What's he? He's about to be in something. Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's about to be Percy Jackson.
Yeah, okay.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
All Netflix did, and I guess this could be a counterpoint to what we've been talking about, is now Netflix is giving me a reason to watch Percy Jackson, which isn't going to be on their streaming site. But it's the same.
Yikes.
It's the same concept though, right?
Sure.
Like, and I can't blame them for it. The Adam Project was good, but I think Netflix got really hurt. I think Disney Plus, and obviously competition, but Disney Plus, when they started pulling like their Daredevils, their Punishers, the shows people were actually subscribing to watch, the MCU, because everyone loves that stuff. Once it got pulled, and then Disney was like, yeah, we got Star Wars and we're doing all these original shows.
We got our own thing. Yeah.
Like Kenobi's coming out. And what's crazy is Kenobi and Stranger Things dropped the same day, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Is that true?
But Kenobi's only dropping the first 3 episodes. I can guarantee you, I can guarantee you now, there will be more hype around Kenobi for longer than Stranger Things. Stranger Things might actually.
There has to be.
Stranger Things will die in a week. Yeah. Like it'll be
it'll come and go.
Yeah, just like that. But every week we're going to be talking about like, dude, the next episode of Kenobi is going to be insane. Did you watch it on Wednesday? What do you like? I scheduled my week around Moon Knight.
Right.
Like every Wednesday I get home, I was like, I watch Moon Knight before the podcast. Or something.
Yeah, I mean,
that.
it's almost, and this is bad to say, but it's almost like the Stranger Things seasons doesn't matter. Like, I get it. I get we've been waiting. You're going to drop it all. We're going to binge it. It's going to be hot. It is going to be hot. It's Stranger Things. It's a great show.
Oh yeah,
but you're right.
It's going to be great.
Like the Obi-Wan show. There's no other choice. Like 3 episodes and then 3 episodes, and by the time the second set of episodes comes out, Stranger Things will be done.
Yeah,
we'll be done with it.
You can't even do fun stuff with the binge tactic, right? So like when Game of Thrones came out, every Sunday, me and 6 friends got together at my buddy's house. We would grill out, have a couple beers, and we would watch Game of Thrones every Sunday. It was an event. Like, hey, you got nachos this week, bring it in. And like every week we would just go hang out with the friends and watch Game of Thrones and then talk about how awesome it was and be excited to go again next week. When it's binge, I'm not going to watch Stranger Things with you or Andrew or Jose or Jason. Like we're all just going to binge it separately and then talk about, oh, like, yeah, it was really good. But it's like on Wednesday nights, if you want to be like, dude, let's watch Kenobi. Sure. We can plan that.
Yeah.
It's almost like I guess it's always like the history always repeats itself type stuff. So it's like, it's almost, since we can consume so much content so rapidly, it's now better if they slow down and they go back to weekly releases, which is what people hated when Netflix first dropped, because then you could binge an entire season, but now that's kind of lost some of its luster.
Sure. Well, I think it also comes from the fact that they do have competition, I'm sure they do all sorts of like research and studies on effective, whatever, how to get more consumers, how to get more buyers. Um, I think this is one of those things that it's not so much lost its luster as we've just outgrown it. There's now a better way,
Yeah.
right? We're finding better ways to improve, and Netflix, I give them credit for essentially pioneering streaming
Oh,
because they were,
yeah.
you know, but they have to adapt,
Yeah.
and they're just gonna have to if they want to continue to survive and thrive in a highly and now it's a highly competitive market. I mean, before it was essentially Netflix and a little bit of Hulu. And then Hulu did a bunch. Hulu actually probably has the most growth of almost any streaming service because of what they've been able to incorporate with live TV. They've got
Yeah.
live TV, they've got sports, they've got a bunch of new shows. I don't know. I think Hulu's outpaced Netflix in terms of growth.
Well, Hulu also was like super brilliant because it's still network TV,
Sure. Yeah.
just a day after.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and so now you don't have to miss your Brooklyn Nine-Nines and like the sitcoms or like the Law and Orders. And I'm not saying network TV doesn't have good shows, because like
Sure.
Blacklist, Bones, there's a bunch of shows I've enjoyed off network TV. But like, I'll sacrifice a day. Like if it comes out on Wednesday and it's on Hulu on Thursday, that's not. You just change your watching schedule around.
Right. See,
And then
Netflix has Blacklist, but they don't get Blacklist until the season is over.
yeah,
And
and
so it's not the next day. You have to wait a year for the new season of Blacklist to start before they drop the last season of Blacklist, and you're like an entire season behind. It's awful. I
yeah,
love Blacklist.
and you know what's so wild about that is like you're just pushing people to other streams, because what are you going
Yeah.
to do? What are the diehard Criminal Minds and Blacklist fans going to do when they get to they only have the first 8 seasons of Criminal Minds, but I'm addicted to the show now, so I have to go watch the other 7. Oh well, shit, Peacock has Criminal Minds. I'll go subscribe to Peacock.
Yep. Yeah, and Peacock, they've actually had some solid
Well, yeah, they also have Yellowstone.
Yellowstone, and they're gonna get the prequel, I assume.
Yeah, 1883. It's on there.
1883. So I don't know, man. Peacock used to not be a thing. The only reason I even heard about Peacock, and this is going to sound wild, Peacock was the only streaming platform that had Psych, and Psych was my favorite. Was a sitcom?
Yeah, I call it a sitcom.
Yeah, my favorite like sitcom, basically of all time. I love Psych.
Yeah.
And so it was super cheap. It was like $6 a month, whatever, because they were just starting out, and I got it. So I love Peacock. They've got like some good shows.
Well, Netflix is just losing everyone's comfort shows, right? So even if you weren't looking at all the new Netflix originals, people watched The Office and people watched Friends religiously. And I know Friends is kind of like a meme. There's a lot of people that don't like it, but like there's a huge portion of people that do love Friends. And that was their comfort,
whatever.
That was their comfort show, right? They could get home from work, they could throw on an episode they've probably seen 17 times, but it's still funny to them. They could get on their computers, get on their phones. It was good background noise, and it was just what people enjoy doing. And then they didn't renew Friends. That went to HBO. Well, guess where everyone's going to go? And then they didn't renew The Office. Guess where all those people are going to go? Peacock, because they are going to continue to watch The Office.
Yeah. Oh, also, when you were saying that, it made me think that Friends is to old people what Dragon Ball Z was to us.
Dude, I love Friends.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, it was like mid-90s,
Yeah.
So it wasn't like necessarily our time. My mom loved Friends.
Yeah.
But when we came around to watching it, it was old.
Yeah.
But anyways, it just reminded me of that.
Yeah. So it's like, they're just too stagnant. Like, I think they were just part of the I mean, I guess you can call it like a boomer philosophy, like, oh, we don't have to change. We're Netflix.
Right.
And now it's just like well, the whole world shifting, and if you don't keep up, you're done.
So here's the thing. All right. I'm probably not going to cancel my Netflix subscription, no. Because there are things that I watch, and I have nothing against Netflix specifically. I just think that there needs to be more growth if they want to make it right, because they've lost. I mean, what was the number? Like, didn't you have the number? The official?
It was
big.
It was like 25 billion, $50 billion in stocks, something like that. Now, don't quote me, but it was a very, very, very large, scary number that
they lost.
Yeah. But it's like, I mean, if it came down to it, like if everything went sideways for me tomorrow and I had to like start cutting a budget.
Sure.
And I was like, okay, I can only have 2 streaming services. Like Netflix might be on the chopping block.
I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't be, dude. I would take. All right. You asked the hypothetical, so I'm going to give you an answer. To me, I believe two streaming services. That's all I get.
Yeah.
If I have 2 streaming services, I believe I'm keeping Paramount.
Okay.
And Crunchyroll, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm not getting rid of Crunchyroll.
I can't. I was trying to justify it in my head. There is
infinite hours of stuff to watch on Crunchyroll.
And it's quality, man.
Yeah, even if I just have to watch One Piece for the rest of my life, that is still umpteen more hours than anything Netflix is going to offer me all.
Yeah, and you still might not be able to make it.
Yeah, I'll still be dead before they find the One Piece. But it's like they got to do something. They got to get a sport, which is the cool thing about Paramount Plus is like that was my thought. They have the Champions League.
Yeah,
and it's like, dude, Hulu. I mean, it's owned by Disney, right? So they're bundling ESPN.
Dude, I was actually thinking like Disney Plus would also be probably higher up than Netflix for me.
Oh, dude, 100%. Like,
because all I could think was sports, and I was like, yeah, I've got to keep Paramount, and then anime, and that's just,
I
don't know, man.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like Netflix is low on the list right now, and I mean, Stranger Things is going to be good. It might be one of the best seasons of TV ever made.
It looks like it might,
but it'll be a flash in the pan.
Yeah,
like I will move on. I will say, damn, that's a really awesome show. And then I will move on from it, just like I do with Cobra Kai every season, because I watched the entire season in a day. And I'm like, man, that was so awesome. And then that's
another one. That's a banger. I mean, when it dropped, it was huge. It was, it did really well for Netflix.
I bought YouTube Red just to watch Cobra Kai.
Oh no, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah,
yeah. It's just like then when it's over, it's like, man, back to Kenobi or back to Ted Lasso or something of anything.
Yeah, Apple's another one. They've got good TV shows. The bad. What's it called? Not Highlander? No. The superhero show.
Oh, that's Amazon.
Oh, is it Amazon? I thought it was Apple.
Yeah, no, The Boys is Amazon.
The Boys. I was thinking, why was I thinking The Badlands? I don't know. It's late and I'm tired.
It is late.
The Boys, yeah. Damn. Amazon. That's another one I forgot.
Yeah, that's the one we haven't even been talking about.
Oh. Well, anyways. So yeah, like, I don't know. I think they got a lot. They have a lot of room to grow and improve.
Yeah, they got to fix their shit.
Fair enough. Is that a rookie shirt? Speaking of Ted Lasso,
it is.
I love it. You said your mom didn't like it, or she didn't have anything to do with it.
No, yeah. So I got the Believe Ted Lasso shirt.
Yeah,
it was from both of my parents for Christmas. But this shirt was specifically only from my dad.
He's here. He's there. Hey,
Yeah,
we love Roy Kent.
We do love Roy Kent.
But yeah, I mean that's kind of where I'm at with that. I don't, again, I'm not gonna get up here and just absolutely crucify Netflix because they have done a lot of really good things. But it's like you said, they're losing a lot of customers. Something's going on. They need to fix.
Yeah,
if they want to get back up to where they were. So
that is true.
That's my take on it. Anyways, I don't know.
All right, Kevin. We had this discussion in the car on the way home, and it's a doozy of a question.
Okay.
So it might have to be next week's topics.
Officer, we have had a doozy of a day.
Yeah.
Tucker and Dubby evil, by the way. Those of you interested. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
James Cameron.
Okay.
Steven Spielberg.
Yikes.
Which director has been more influential to movies?
Okay.
I'm going to let you marinate on that.
Hold on. I have an answer. Spielberg. Final answer.
Ooh.
Final answer. Yeah.
I think that's incorrect.
Oh man. That's tough though, because like Spielberg's been doing it for what, 6 decades, 7 decades?
Yeah, but I'm not saying like I just say we hold it till next week.
Okay, hold on. I'm thinking.
Maybe we can add a couple more hot take questions. Let people marinate with us.
Steven Spielberg, and it's not close. Final answer.
That is
final answer.
I mean, it can be your final answer, but that's incorrect.
Nope, it's not. I will have more people agree with me. We need a guest.
No. Okay. Let me specify influential.
Yeah. No, I
best
heard,
director.
I heard the question. I gave you
answer. This is for the audience. People say, "Oh, Steven Spielberg is the greatest director of all time." That's not the question.
I heard the question. I understood. I understood the assignment. And my answer stands.
Okay.
I am resolute, firm in my answer. Because my gut was like easy Spielberg. And I had to do a quick little goog on Cameron because I knew the big ones, but I wanted to make sure I had everything in order because you never know if somebody put out like a banger that I hadn't seen in a while or hadn't thought of. Yeah, it's Spielberg, and it's not close.
It is close.
You're just a Terminator simp.
Dude, it's got nothing to do with the Terminator.
Sure.
It's got nothing to do with the Terminator.
Even though say Avatar?
It is.
Avatar's huge. I'm not debating that.
Look, it's not just that Avatar was huge. Avatar changed the way movies were made.
Sure.
Steven Spielberg doesn't have anything like that. He has great movies. I will concede that Steven Spielberg might be a better director, might have better movies, but for cinema, no one has pushed the envelope more than James Cameron. T2, Titanic in 1999. Tell me that movie looks like it was made in 1999.
The Titanic.
Yeah.
Now it kind of does.
I don't think that's true.
You don't think so?
No, I don't. Also, Avatar in 2010 movie looks way better than a 2010 movie.
Dude, you're out of your mind.
Dude, I'm not.
Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park.
But, dude, those movies are good. But what did they do for cinema?
Look, I'm absolutely certain Indiana Jones did something. Indiana Jones may have given us a genre.
No way, dude. Rolling
like before Indiana Jones, what was an adventure film that was similar? Because I personally can't think of one that held a candle. So I don't know. E.T., dude, God, bro. Jaws, the score. Dun, 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 dun.
No, dude, I get it.
Dude, come on.
I get it. He has iconic movies, but those movies aren't pushing the envelope.
How are they not pushing the envelope? So what was sorry, and I'll need a quick lesson from you if that's okay. James Cameron's Avatar, whilst being a mega hit in the box office, to this day a top fiver.
I think it's still number one.
It could very well be number one. It's certainly one of the highest grossing, if not the highest grossing film of all time. I'm trying to figure out, and I'm genuinely asking, I'm not being a smart ass.
Mm-hmm.
What was so innovative, I guess? Was it the CGI thing?
It was CGI. It was the first 3D film, like actual 3D film.
Really? It was the first 3D film.
Yeah. I mean, like obviously there was like the 3D films you go to as a kid that have like the blue and red glasses where things like pop out at you. But to my belief, I could be wrong. I won't say this as without a doubt, but it was like the first immersive 3D experience where you were like in the movie.
I think CGI, the CGI thing, that is big. That is a big thing. I think, I think one way or another, CGI would have made its way into film. Purely because Disney, they would have got there, right? Like it would have been a thing.
I mean, maybe
not. I don't know, dude. I'm sitting here looking at these films like there's no way.
Dude, I'm not saying
because
Spielberg has a better catalog.
Yeah, without question. I mean, that's not the question, obviously.
Yes.
I don't know, man. Like Indiana Jones is kind of a big one for me. Jurassic Park is another one that they had to have done something huge for the time because the first Indiana Jones is still rides. Like it's still a movie that you can go watch and you're like, those dinosaurs look amazing. I mean, truly. So I don't know, man. Like there had to be something there that was pretty. What was the word you used?
Influential.
There had to be something in the Jurassic universe had to have changed filmmaking. Again, I'm not an expert, so I can't be absolutely certain. Man, Jaws though. I mean, Jaws, dude. I didn't even know he did Jaws. Honestly, I was not aware before literally just now. Kind of dope.
This is a side note. If I asked you who the top 3 total earning directors of all time were.
Of all time?
Yeah, earnings.
Earnings.
Who do you think the top 3 are?
Top 3 earning directors.
Yes.
I'm not looking the question up. I'm looking up the director to a movie.
What movie?
I'll tell you in a second. Because I don't think it's the same guy. Oh. I mean, he's only got the 3, so it can't be him. I'll say Spielberg is one of them.
He is number 1.
Okay. I don't hate Cameron on the list. Let's go James Cameron.
He's number 5.
Number 5?
Yes.
Just the one film? So
No, all of their films.
no, I'm saying right, but I'm saying his biggest moneymaker was obviously Avatar.
Yeah.
But it doesn't put him in the top 5. Um, Let me get one more. Uh, let's go Tarantino.
Nope.
Yeah, he's more of a. I feel like he's more of a cult thing, but he's been doing it for a while, right?
Yeah, but his aren't like, I don't know if they're like commercial success, all of them. Got a couple that aren't, but
Okay, you can't. Please tell me it's not Michael Bay.
Michael Bay is number 2.
No way, dude.
Yeah,
I wasn't even gonna.
2.325 billion.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Guillermo del Toro?
No, number 3 is Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson.
He did the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah, that makes total sense. I was looking up the director for Spider-Man, by the way.
Sam Raimi.
Yeah, no, it's not Sam Raimi. That's what I was, because I was gonna say Sam Raimi because I know he did Thor and.
Okay, dude, but this is crazy to me. All right, so James Cameron is number 5 with 1.9.
What about Scorsese?
He's not on there.
No.
So he's got 1.9 billion dollars total revenue.
Yeah.
Guess how many movies he's done?
You said this Michael Bay?
No, this is James Cameron.
Oh, James Cameron. How many movies he's done?
Yeah.
5.
9.
Yeah, and I figured it was a low number.
Guess how many Spielberg has done?
Yeah, 42.
31.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot. The guy's been around forever, man. Yeah. Wow. That's a pretty big discrepancy. What's the difference in their earnings?
So Steven Spielberg's gross is 4.45 billion.
Okay.
So it's a little over 2 billion, but Cameron average gross is higher than Spielberg.
So you have to look at, yes, the amount of films they've done. That will alter the average, right? Because they're not all bangers. It's just.
I mean, for James Cameron, they might be.
Well, James.
I'm just saying.
Well, you only need.
I'm just saying.
And obviously, he's got an outlier. Okay. And he's only done 9 films. It kind of like inflates his average.
It'll be 10 this year.
But you also have to account for inflation for the earlier years for Spielberg. I mean, he was a guy that was directing in the 60s, right? Or 70s.
Yeah, he's been doing it for 6 decades now. So
yeah, so 60s.
Yeah, hot minute.
Yeah, so like the US like what it's worth then and what it's worth now is different.
I get that.
I used to get a double cheeseburger and 2 Cokes for a nickel. You know what I mean? So like he was getting paid like $3,000 or whatever.
Titanic was 1997.
Titanic was 97. I actually think now that you say that, I think we had the same question before on one of our earlier episodes of what year was the Titanic.
That's probably true.
Oh, my back. Okay. So, all right. Well, we can discuss it more next week. I mean, we don't have to get everything now.
Yeah, we'll table it. We'll table it.
Let me do some my due diligence, some research on this one.
Yeah.
Figure out where I stand. Oh, I don't need to figure that out. I know where I stand.
Yeah, but at least we're not agreeing this time.
Yeah, it's Spielberg.
I mean, it's cool. It's okay to be wrong. Kevin, I just want you to know.
When's our next guest come? We need to have somebody to help. Can we get the young Croatian?
I hope you're not talking about Anthony because he'll probably be offended.
Oh, I thought he was a Croatian. What is he?
And his fucking screen name is that like the tall Lithuanian.
Lithuanian. Sorry. Don't be offended, Anthony. I love you.
Be offended, Anthony.
Yeah, can we get the tall Lithuanian in here?
I could probably reach out.
The young Linekis. He might have some thoughts and insights. If it's possible, he could judge maybe. Be
I don't know. You guys had some pretty sus sports opinions.
A mediator.
I don't know. I
don't want to hear it.
There was some collusion, chat.
She came down in a bubble, dog.
The wicked. What was she, dude? The wicked went to the east, bro.
Oh, grow up.
That's probably one of the best videos of all time.
I laugh every time I watch it.
I wish I could have gotten like the full thing.
Yeah.
Not just the clip of him going off about the wicked was to the east, bro.
And what was her sister? Came down in a bubble, dog. Grow up. That's probably my favorite parts when he's like, grow up.
Grow up. Yeah, dude, they're yelling about the Wizard of Oz, dude.
Oh, goodness. That's great. I think that is a good way to end our episode. But before we do,
tell them about our socials.
Let me crack my knuckles real quick and talk about our social medias. All of them. Is it medias? Is it with an S? Is that plural?
I think it's just social media.
Oh, yeah. It's like deer. Like the plural for deer is deer.
Yeah, not deers.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Okay, so our social media, we are on Facebook under the subcategory of podcast. Just type in silence your cell phones. We're on Twitter, a silenced phone, or if you just, again, type in silence your cell phones, we're there. Also, if you want to contact me or Jarrett directly, we're on Facebook. We're easy to find. We're very approachable. Don't be scared. We're big, cuddly teddy bears.
That's true. We are that.
So Kevin Shelton, Jarrett Hubbard, add us. We'll add you back. Message us, DM us. If you got our phone numbers, you can text us. I don't care. I'm interested in what you think. We do have an Instagram at Silence Your Cell Phones. We also have a Gmail. If you're lost or stuck in 2003, you can contact us. We are silence your cell phone, no S, at gmail.com. Also, if you're interested, we have another one. Dang! Thank you, dang it. See, it's been so long since I did the social. Like, you've been doing them lately. And I was like, man, Jared's been killing it. And so I thought, let me give it a shot.
I need you to shoot me the login for the Patreon, by the way.
You got another video?
No, I've never actually logged on to our Patreon.
Actual?
Yeah, because
didn't I give it to you?
No, that was going to be your thing. And then here we are.
Well, I uploaded the first video.
The only video.
I uploaded it though. So
we're so bad at Patreon.
You know what? We're about to do a Patreon video right after this episode. Matter of fact, while we're here.
Okay.
We could do that.
We could do that.
We're doing it.
Okay.
I kept the same background. Dang it. I knew I forgot something. Oh.
This was a good movie, though.
It was. And it's worth having him here in my over my shoulder looking at me.
Yes. We love you, Javi.
Was that all of them?
Yeah, I think that was all of them.
I think I nailed that. I think we did good.
Yeah.
All right. So, what is coming up?
Well, Doctor Strange is the only thing that came out this weekend. So,
yeah, I guess normally we'd be like, Doctor Strange is coming out, but you watched it. So, guys, get in the theater, watch Doctor Strange. Next week we'll be back with the hottest of takes.
Yeah, it's definitely a movie you need to see in theaters. Like, the visuals are really good.
I've heard. Also, don't be surprised if it's kind of a scary movie.
It is. I will say this. It was about 2 scenes away from being rated R.
Really?
Yeah, there is some gore.
I mean, it's not like it wasn't billed as being dark though. Like even in the trailer, I mean, it looks like a dark film.
Yeah, it's a horror movie. Like
Sure.
it's not even like lightly horror. Like most of the scenes are very, very dark, which is cool. It was really good. But yeah, don't expect it to be your typical comic book movie because it's definitely on the darker side.
Cool. So we will be going through that and also talking about James Cameron and Steven Spielberg next week. So it should be a fun one. Also, if you do subscribe to our Patreon, we'll have another video up.
Yes, we will.
So Jared, if you wanna break us down, send us out with style, with swagger,
A little pizzazz. Again, we appreciate all you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I know it's late, but until next week, and scene.
North.
I'm going to take us offline.